I was called to the Albania-Tirana mission. So it was just Albania, that one country. And 6 weeks-ish into my MTC stay, we got an email that it changed to the Adriatic South mission, had expanded to Albania, it had expanded to Kosovo, Macedonia, and then Montenegro. So it got a little bigger, and so they just spread out missionaries. And then about 6 months into my mission, we let Montenegro go, like I said, because no one spoke their language. We gave it to the mission that spoke their language so they could actually teach them a little better than what we were doing. So that's the 3 countries it really covered. We had, when I got there, we had about 35 missionaries, and then when I ended, we had almost 60, covering 3 countries. So that's the kind of the size of the missionaries. The units of the church themselves, we were actually in a district, my entire mission. My mission president, President Ford, he had a goal. We got there the first day. He told us by the time he finished his mission as mission president, we were going to have the first stake in the Balkans. And I remember thinking, like, the first day, I told you about the first day I was in their interview, and he told me that, and I was like, well, that's cool, you know, it can't be that hard. And they told me, look, he showed me the numbers, and I was like, we're pretty far off. So we had some work to do. And so, I guess, so in Tirana is the capital. We had 4 branches in that one city, consisting of one branch had about average of like 80 members, whereas the smallest branch in third branch had, man, when I served there, we had, one Sunday we had 15 members show up. So, you know, big range, you know, 80 to 15. I know some cities up north, they talked about having days where the missionaries, meaning 2, outnumbered the members. So 1 would show up, or I think the most they ever had was 30, and they were stoked. I remember that day they called us as zone leaders, and they were pretty excited. So it ranges from about some to 100 to 1 or 2 to 15, and so all my mission was try and prepare for the stake. My mission president would remind us often what we were doing. Every 6 weeks, man, we'd get a call or an interview talking about, remember, you know, we've got stakes coming up, and he'd give special assignments. We could get the right amount of priesthood holders, and so I saw it growing in my mission. I saw it growing in my area, or not in my area. I saw my friends, you know, areas growing. I saw it, and it was a good experience. It was an amazing experience, seeing the growth and the light that we were bringing. And then 3 months after I left, I got home. The first stake was made. I think if I remember right, they made 2 wards. So I think they combined a couple branches into a ward, or 2 wards. And then we had a stake. So my mission president went from being the mission president and the district leader over the entire district, or the district president, I guess, to just a mission president. And he called a stake president, and we saw patriarchs called, and we saw the growth of the church and the establishment of it. And it was just, it was a cool experience to see. Even though I was home, I remember seeing it out in the news and just thinking, I don't want to say proud, or like pride, but I was proud that I was there to help. And it was one amazing experience. So Albania was pretty secluded. Not a lot of people in Europe go to Albania because it's a pretty small country. When people go to vacations, they go to Germany or, you know, Italy, Switzerland, stuff like that, which is sad because Albania is a beautiful country. But I think if I met anyone that wasn't Albanian in Albania, they were Greek. Just boarding. So they're boarding states, so they would interchange and go up and down, and looking for work, or, you know, whatever they wanted. Most of it was Albanians. So I served in 2012 to 2014 is when I came back. I started in Tirana. Then I went from Tirana to Fier to Elbasan, back to Tirana, and then I went down to Vlor. So I served in the middle to southern half of the country. So I think missionaries, if I remember right, missionaries were first called to, or put in Albania in either 92 or 94. So really new mission. And then all missionaries were actually pulled out from 96 or 97 to 99 or 2000. It was like a 3 to 5 year span because of the civil war that was going on in Kosovo, and there was just danger. So they pulled them out, and then when that cooled down, they put them back in pretty much as soon as they could. So it's only been a mission, and it's only had really LDS influence from missionaries or members since 92 to here, and then missionaries were actually out of that for 5 years. So it's only been a mission for, what is that, like 18, 19 years?